Welcome back, everybody. Today's Tackle Tip Tuesday. And if you guys have been around for a while, I've been doing a lot of these. I think this is either 30 or 31. I'm getting up there. But it's all about this ice season. So that's an ice season fish. That's an ice season fish right there. I'm addicted to walking on water. And I'm going to show you guys how to do something here that a lot of people probably don't actually even think about doing. So I spend a lot of money on reels. These are all reels I use during the ice season, and as you can see, they're on open water rods. So the big thing I want to show you guys how to do is take those reels and stick them on your ice rods so you can get 2-season use out of them if you live in the ice belt. Otherwise, you're just sitting around for the winter if you already hit like this. So let's get started. Okay, so for instance, you can see that some of these reels are still on my ice rods from last year. I never put them away, I just hung them here because why not? This is what I made this stand for. If you guys want, I think I did a Tackle Tip Tuesday, but I have videos on how I built these rod racks. Go ahead and check those out, but this is about the reels and stuff like that. So you can see these have reel seats, but when you look at ice rods, well, the good ones anyways, so these ones have reel seats too, but this is a tuned up custom Commander, this is a Precision, and this is my bullwhip. I'm going to show you basically why this is on my bullwhip, and basically how to put your reels on your ice rods so that you can take them off at the end of the ice season and put them back on your open water rods. That way you guys get more use out of them, and it justifies this. So like, these guys are listed in the description, and as you can see when you look at that listing, if you click on it, they are not cheap reels in any sense of the word, but they are the best ones that I've ever bought so far as spinning reels go, and that's why they go on my open water rods and my ice rods. Okay, so to start this off real simple, I'm going to give you guys a quick list here. Obviously, so this is something you're going to need. This is Scotch tape. You don't necessarily need a giant roll of it. You just need enough of it. A good scissors, some electrical tape. Make sure you get it's kind of necessity because there's different types of electrical tape. I've noticed that the best stuff that I enjoy using the best has like a softer, more stretchy ply to it. That's a big thing, is you got to be able to stretch it a little bit. And then obviously you're going to need a little spare reel or your summer reel or whatever. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to throw this on my other rod real quick. That's already like halfway there. And then I'm going to show you how to do it on a new rod. So I won't even show you this one, but we'll just jump to the new rod after this. Okay, so hopefully you guys, here, I'll put the light. Try to make this so you guys got a really good visual of this. So I'm going to be blind here, so if I'm squinting, it's because there's a light right behind you. Okay, so what we're going to go off of here is the fact that, so I have 2 rods I actually have to do. This is my Tuned Up Customs Precision. It's a 32-inch. I think those are the rec guides or recoil guides. Split grip. I like the split grip for putting my pinky on this when I'm in my ice house. It gives you more sensitivity. I actually have my bullwhip with a split grip too. But I also have a Commander, but this is only a 1000 size reel. And honestly, with my Commander, I'm probably going to possibly fish for Lakers, Northern Pike, and gigantic walleye with it. So I know this can catch those fish, but I think it'll underperform just a little bit, so I'll probably get a 2500 series of this. I don't need anything bigger than that. But the reason I like this reel so much for ice fishing, let me see, yeah, this way. So with this one, you can unscrew that and then lay it down like that. And obviously you just reel it forward and you hold this still so that the bail doesn't flip around, tighten it up, and you're ready to go. That is my favorite thing about this reel, other than the fact that it comes with good bearings, and it comes with a great drag system already installed in it. You don't have to do any modifications or anything crazy. So with that being said, this is going to be the reel I'm going to throw on my Precision, because it already has, actually just did this for this fall walleye. This is brand new P-line, 6-pound test. I have my P-line listed in the description below, and I think you can actually check, just switch the poundage, but I either run 4 or 6 on most of my ice fishing stuff. Like I said with that Commander, I'm probably going to get a 2500 series, and then on that, I'm probably going to run 8-pound. I really like this line. To me, it's super sensitive. It's like a fluorocarbon mono mix, like hybrid, and it just works really good. So this is the reel I'm going to stick on that rod, and then I'm going to show you what I have going here, so you guys kind of get like an overview of it. Okay, so first things first, you need 2 pieces of Scotch tape long enough to wrap around just your handle by itself. So this is what we're going to start with, and then I'm going to go from there, and I'm going to go piece by piece with this so you guys don't get ahead of me, and so you don't get ahead of yourself to mess this up, because you want to get this right, especially if you have a custom rod set up. But this works on any rod that's just a standard handle without the reel seats already on them. Okay, so first thing you want to do is take your rod and take your reel, and you're going to want to set your rod on your reel. And so what I like to do is, if it's a good rod, it'll have a balancing point like right there. So if I push this any further forward, it wants to tip. So right there, that's my balancing point. So right there, I'm going to make a mental note for myself. You can make a tiny little mark or anything, but the whole point of doing this is so you can take your reels on and off your rod and have them like permanently affixed without using those bands that like they crease your rods. So you'll end up with like indentations. Some people don't care. I care. I want this thing to look like it's brand new for the rest of its life. I want my rods to last forever. But I'm just going to make a mental note that I'm about like a 1/4 inch back from the front of this. And then I'm going to set my reel down. And I'm going to do this and pay attention to what I'm doing, because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff. So we'll just skip to when it's done, and I'll show you what I had to do. Okay, one little thing here. So when you put these on, you're going to be taping them around this. What I like to do is I will hold this and just keep my finger where the other part's supposed to go. So that's just a little mental note. We're going to jump forward from here. You can see right there that I have those 2 pieces of Scotch tape wrapped around this, and someone's going to, I guarantee, one of the questions you might have is, why did I put tape on here without putting the reel on first? Well, with cork, you do have this, I feel it's more sensitive. A lot of other ice anglers will find that cork is more sensitive than anything. This is a feel rod. Everything about it, you want your rod to be as sensitive as possible. So I go with cork. The one thing about cork is if you stick any tape to cork over the years, you will rip cork off. So it'll eventually disintegrate, and you'll have no handle left. It'll be junk, taking the reel on and off. And then if you use those bands that everybody uses, you can use them if you want to, but they will leave indents in your cork, because it's cork. It's hollow. There's air spaces in there, and that's what makes it so sensitive. So that's why you wrap those on there. Now, just so you guys understand, the front of this and the back of this is where the front of my reel seat is and the back of my reel seat. So if I go like this, right there, see? And it's centered. And now I'll show you the next thing you need to have. I do this all at the beginning and get everything ready, and then I go from there. Okay, so the next 2 things you're going to need are the electrical tape. So I'll tell you the four things right away. So these two are the same length as those ones are, or similar length. They only go around that one time. So they will overlap, usually just a little bit, but you want them just so you can start to put your reel on. So you'll put one on and then the next on. But then you need something that's double so that you can wrap around this at least 2 times. So that's what you need for tape if you want to get it like ready ahead of time. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this and do this appropriately while talking to you guys, because usually I don't. This is one of those like concentration moments where you actually have to really concentrate. So something I want to do is set that reel in that spot and then look down the rod and line my eyelets up with my spool here, so everything is in position to be perfectly straight. And then you want to try and pinch it and hold it in place in that spot that you have marked off with your tape. And that way you get this lined up right the first time, and the only time you should be doing it all season. Shouldn't have to worry about this once you get this done. And like I said, I'm very particular about how I get this done. So it's going to be interesting talking and doing this. Okay, so starting with one piece of that tape, I'm still like locked onto this thing, making sure it's in the exact spot that I want it. And I start from the bottom and I line it up with the tape on top so that I am able to go around my seat tight to the reel and follow that masking tape around the top of my rod. Do the same thing on the other side, and then check your stuff. So you should be able to hold your rod like this and look down it. You see how my rod, these line up with my eyelets? That's exactly what you want it to do. And that's the front one. So now you can hold it like this. You can take your other one, so the other short piece. I have a bunch of little hairs on here for my cat. That's gonna bug the crap out of me. But now you take that back piece and you do the same thing. You line it up with the tape on top. You very carefully get it started so that it's in line with that tape on top. And as you can see, they just overlap. And the way they overlap, you can see that they just overlap, but they're still over the top of that tape and not on the cork. Some of it is on the cork, just very little bit. But the way you wrap the Scotch tape first is kind of how it dictates the area you have to mess around with. I work in really tight tolerances, so I don't have a bunch of extra space to fill, and I just want it to be on that one spot. So that the point of the masking tape is what it does, or the Scotch tape. You can pull this electrical tape off in the spring after you get done using it really easily, and the masking tape or the Scotch tape doesn't stick to this very well or something like that. I don't know how that works, but basically it prevents you from ripping your reel apart, like I was saying, or your rod butt apart, the cork. So now I'm going to take this, the long piece, the first one, and I'm going to start right in line with the front of my reel. So I'm going to just line it up with the tape, and that makes it real easy from the top. And then you're going to come down, kind of keeping it tight the whole time. This takes practice, by the way. This isn't like my first time doing this. I've done this a couple hundred times. I forgot where I learned this, actually. But I do know it works because I've been doing it for years with that other rod and reel setup. And if you get it right, you'll have the best feel setup. It looks clean. and you can take your rod and use the reel all year round. Okay, so that's the front. So I went around it at least 1.5 times, so 2.5 times actually, because they overlap twice. But now that's nice and tight and snug up against there. It's up against the front of that reel seat right there, so it's not overhanging. There's not a bunch of extra. And that is actually enough right there to hold this in place. But you do the back one too, and I'll show you when I'm done. All right, guys. So now that you can see it all done, put on there. I mean, I could have cleaned it up a little bit and, you know, did some of this stuff, but I kind of rushed it. The point I was trying to make is with the amount of wrap you have on there, it makes it nice and tight on here. And the whole point here is when my fingers are touching this, there's not a band, there's nothing there. This is nice and smooth in here. The reel is now like one with the rod. So you have a nice tight fit on here. You can feel every little nibble. When you have a fuel rod like the Precision, every little nibble counts. And that's the other reason why you buy a split grip. So when you're holding it like this finger will actually pick up a fish breathing on your, jigging spoon or whatever. But the big thing is here is this is my sensitive fuel rod, and I wanted to get it set up for first ice here coming up, which, by the way, is coming very quickly. So hopefully you guys are excited like I am. And also hope that you guys are going to get out yourselves this ice season. I'd love to see if you guys do me a favor. I will put it up here, my Instagram at DWSDave31. Tag me in some of your ice fishing posts this winter. I want to see what everybody's doing, what everybody's up to, what you're all catching. I think that would be kind of cool to do this season. And obviously, I'm looking forward to this giveaway that's coming up. We're killing it with subs. Thank you for all you guys that are new here. Obviously, you guys are here for the content and the giveaway. As soon as we hit 4K, I'm going to be doing a big perch giveaway. Full setups, everything to go. Basically get out on the ice and go perch fishing. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it helps some of you guys out. It's real simple. Put your rod on your ice rod, or put your reel on your ice rod from your open water. That way you don't waste anything. So those two reels are now on my ice rods, and we are good to go. So first ice is right around the corner, and obviously if you're not new here, you know what's up. But if you are new, please just remember to